When it comes to capturing the essence of early 2000s television comedy, few shows have left as lasting an imprint as NBC's The Office. Yet here we are with its spin-off, The Paper, which, for better or worse, embraces that same era's style almost wholeheartedly. But here's where it gets controversial. While The Office revolutionized the sitcom format and spawned a whole subgenre of mockumentary-style shows, The Paper feels like a nostalgic echo that sometimes struggles to break free from the shadow of its predecessor. It's easy to overlook that The Office itself was not an original concept, but rather an American adaptation of a British show, skillfully transformed to resonate with U.S. audiences by co-creator Greg Daniels. The show launched the careers of big names like Steve Carell, John Krasinski, and Mindy Kaling, and helped cultivate modern TV geniuses like Mike Schur and Justin Spitzer. Although single-camera comedies with a natural documentary feel existed before, think MASH and Arrested Development, The Office refined this approach into something iconic. In contrast to classic sitcoms like Seinfeld, which used laugh tracks, The Office's mockumentary format set the stage for hits such as Parks and Recreation, Modern Family, and Abbott Elementary. Now, Daniels, who also co-created Parks and Recreation and King of the Hill, has partnered with Michael Coleman of Nathan For You fame for a sort of spiritual sequel, The Paper, dropping its full 10-episode season on Peacock starting September 4th. The show follows the documentary crew from The Office as they profile a struggling newspaper, the Toledo Truth Teller. Only Oscar Nunez returns to reprise his original character, Oscar Martinez. The show's comfort lies in revisiting the familiar ebb and flow of the ensemble workplace comedy. Though it's immediately clear The Paper is a throwback and not exactly fresh ground. What connects The Paper to The Office, besides the returning documentarians and Nunez's character, is the focus on paper, but in a very different industry context. The crew visits the former Dunder Mifflin building in Scranton, Pennsylvania, only to find that the paper company has been absorbed by a Toledo corporation called Enervate, a seemingly indifferent conglomerate selling everything from office supplies to toilet paper and newspapers. Enter Ken, a slick British executive, who lays out the order of their paper products, revealing the hierarchy from office essentials all the way down to toilet seat protectors. This introduction sets the stage for a series built on contrasts between corporate coldness and small-town struggles. The Toledo Truth Teller, once a thriving daily newspaper with a large staff, is now a shadow of itself. With a skeleton crew squished into an office space, mainly occupied by Softy's toilet paper employees. Mayor Pretty, a sharp-tongued ex-military journalist who once worked for Stars and Stripes, serves as the show's Jim Halpert-type character. Her writing now largely involves copy-pasting Associated Press stories, a humorous but sobering reflection on the decline of traditional journalism. Meanwhile, the online division, TTT Online, is managed by the flamboyant Esmeralda Grand, played with infectious energy by Sabrina Impacciatore, known for The White Lotus. Esmeralda is a bit of an office schemer, relying on sensational celebrity clickbait headlines to keep the digital lights on, which makes her resemble a twist on Dwight Schrute's relentless ambition. Unlike The Office's iconic Michael Scott, The Paper's new editor-in-chief Ned Sampson, brilliantly portrayed by Domhnall Gleeson, comes across as an idealistic, slightly awkward outsider. Ned, a nepotistic hire from a family selling softies who idolizes Clark Kent and studied journalism, takes on the formidable challenge of reviving the newspaper without adequate resources. The lack of support from Enervate becomes a central tension that underscores the show's critique of corporate interference in media. A newsroom's one remaining veteran, Barry, exhibits signs of cognitive decline, adding a bittersweet layer to the portrayal of a decaying institution. Determined to keep the paper afloat, Ned assembles a cast of inexperienced reporters, none of whom are true journalists, healthy ground for comedy and character development. Salesman Detrick harbors a puppy-like crush on Nicole, the dry-witted online data scraper, who delivers one of the season's funniest lines about reader engagement. Office rebel Adalola injects energy. Comedian Alex Edelman's Adam struggles with fatherhood. And Travis, who seems defined solely by his love of fishing, rounds out the quirky team. Even Oscar, reluctant about participating in the documentary again, invents amusing number games. This motley crew's lack of journalistic skill means Ned and Mare remain the anchors of newsroom expertise. The paper mines humor from these dynamics, while exploring themes like Ned's naive enthusiasm clashing with corporate reality and Esmeralda's constant scheming. Fans of character-driven workplace comedy will recognize the familiar small-town quirks, reminiscent of Parks and Recreation. The online tabloid world provides a whole new frontier of internet absurdities, while the portrayal of a dying print industry adds a layer of irony and relevance in today's media climate. Yet there's a surprising reluctance to dig into the political and social turmoil surrounding modern journalism. Given the media's critical role today, it's striking how the paper opts for a sunnier, less confrontational tone. This is where some viewers might feel the show misses an opportunity. Unlike contemporary comedies such as Abbott Elementary or St. Denis Medical, which aren't afraid to confront systemic issues, whether in education or healthcare, the paper stays rooted in lighter, more folksy storytelling. A slow-burning office romance between Mare and Ned plays out with shades of Jim and Pam, while the cast's mix of eccentric and exasperated characters provides comfort through familiarity. But is this just a nostalgic comfort blanket or a new story worth investing in? Some aspects of the paper feel outdated, as if the scripts were penned years ago and only recently dusted off. For instance, a joke about rainbow-colored toilet paper nods back to the earlier days of corporate pride support before recent backlash against diversity initiatives hit the spotlight. The presence of a troll in the comments section seems quaint in an era when social media gives readers direct and often hostile access to journalists. The show even features a plot where Ned clashes with a teenage local news blogger. Yet the idea of Gen Z finding its voice on Blogspot instead of the explosive platforms of TikTok or Substack seems like a missed chance to capture today's digital transformation. Why wasn't there a storyline around AI's rapidly growing impact on journalism? Or the intense cultural battles over facts and truth in a polarized world? These are pressing issues that a show about the future of news might be expected to explore. Still, there's promise here. Daniels and Coman have laid enough groundwork in this initial season that a second run could deepen the show's impact. It's worth remembering that The Office itself didn't hit its peak until season 2.